Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Nani episode. We discuss the anime that you're currently watching right now. Today, we're going to be talking about episodes 8 and 9 of Lazarus. And I gotta say, I like both episodes. Episode 8 more so because I feel as though the team, showed that they care for one another right there for trying to for saving Chris. So let's get right into that, right? So, basically, Chris was captured by these Russian spies. But before they capture, the team confronted Hirsch like, yeah, we did some digging about you, and you actually used to know Skinner back in the day, because she did help develop Hop now, but Skinner disappeared, where he went all these years, and so and like I said, Hirsch was wondering where he went all these years and everything, right? And like I said, it makes sense because she knew some of the files that were related to Hopner right now. I think that was in episode. It was episode 4. Well, no, she was all these are details of the ingredients or some shit to hop now. It dogs on her like, how does she know that right there, right? So obviously she has some connection to Skinner, right? And so, damn, brain fart. What else? Yeah. So basically, she also who you working for, right? There's all. I'm pretty sure you made an educated guess, right? But they see, special task force in the NSA is usually last as a scapegoat. So like, even if they get the job done, or if they mess up the job right there, they're gonna use him as a scapegoat, and they'll be, eliminated as much, right? So other than that, though, her should explain who Chris really was. Chris is not really her real name, as we know, it was like Alexandra or shit like that. But she changed her face, changed her appearance, and she wanted to, the team to trust her and everything right there, right? But not the team, but like the U.S. military as she when she agreed to join Lazarus right there, right? And so having all learned that about Chris, right? The team wanted to still save her. Like even just mind you, they barely they don't know this woman all that much, right? But like just being a team right there is we're gonna save her right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Now when she was captured, the one girl knew who she was because of her eyes. Like no matter how many times you change your face and everything, we still know who you are because those eyes when they're a phobia, right? Now Chris just wanted to leave the agency. She just wanted to leave the agency. That's all she wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like things were not working well in your agency, right? Now, for the team to save, they have to remind you that this is Russian water. So it's like you kind of can you can kind of start World War III right there. So you got to make this quick, kind of make this all be secretive and whatnot, right? But like I said, I like the fact that the team is coming together to save Chris. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we'll learn more about Chris in this episode right there. And like I said, I just like the camaraderie because they do save her, and it was pretty good action right there, right? Like the fight was pretty cool right there. Axel saying too, Chris, like, I don't care about you who you are in the past, but care about you for who you are right now. And that surprised me right there, because it's like, I'm a spy, why would you come save me, yada 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 right there, right? And the person that, the girl that showed really affection for Chris is because, she promised her, let's run away together. Let's get away. And with Chris running away, leaving her, she can't love her anything again. But Chris said, when I died and came back to life, had they known I was alive right there, they would have killed you too. 'Cause I was your supplier. I was your supplier. You're my supplier. Either one though, I have to make sure I was there to keep you safe. Had I announced that I was dead, and had I announced I was still alive, they would have killed you too. So it's best to know that that I'm dead right there. Now, fortunately, as they're telling each other, the one guy kills her. So, Kira's got to be killed and stuff like that. And, the girl tells, Chris to live on, right? So, you know what? That was pretty cool right there. I said they are a team. They're acting more like a family, right? And it's funny how we saw like all those people that were with Elena all cheering and whatnot. Even Hirsch was happy as well too, because like Hirsch, I feel as though she has shown affection for this young team right there. Like I think the team and to a fault Hirsch, they do care about one another. They really do. I truly believe that, right? So let's get to episode 9 where things are really going down, right? So we have Chris recovering from her from that last episode right there, and Axel and Doug were talking about so do we do get Skinner, right? Will they promise us freedom that they said that we'll receive, that we'll get? And Axel's like, I don't know. We know too much of the secrets right there. And they're probably thinking about how to get rid of us right away. And Doug's like, yeah, I wouldn't surprise me if that were the case right there. They're thinking about, how much we know right now. So I mean, that's gonna be a tough thing for them right there, to like they, at this point they know, they're being used right there. It's just that they have to be one step of they have to be one step ahead of the NSA right there, which is gonna be a difficult thing to do. But we'll have to see. But they think that they have a mole, right? Because Doug has seen Leo with two cell phones. And speaking of that, we do see Al and Hirsch, of courtroom with like United Nations, saying that we actually had somebody inside talking to one of us right there, and that was Leland, right? And what I find so funny about this conference is that they have said like as Lazarus was formed, shooting in the public, you know, around this little cult, taking down a helicopter. Pretty much saying like, and all these things that they have done had no correlation to Skinner. Like everything that they've done has not led them to Skinner at all. I find that very funny right there because I feel so that's what a lot of fans are saying about this anime, where it's like none of these episodes, at least the early episodes, have drawn any closer to how they're finding Skinner, and pretty much all waste, right? Now, Layla pretty much just said yes, I agree, but like, at the end of the day, that job to save Chris, we need it because we need to capture Skinner, right? Like he had the team's back. What it made it look like he was a mole, he really had the team's back right there. He had access back. He had everyone's back right there. Like it made somebody he was like betraying the team right there, but no, he's basically saying, we need to work together to find Skinner, right? And that's going on. They did say that Skinner, released a new video right there saying, no one's been able to find me right now. And, I think you have 10 days right there. And just let you know, the first person that's going to die from Hopnut is me. I didn't take the antidote yet. So if you don't find me in like 10 days or whatever like that, hope it's lost forever. And Albo's just laughing right now saying, see, the fact that we're going at each other right now to stop Skinner is bad. Like we need to work together to fight Skinner. And they prove Abel and his Lazarus team, to find Skinner, right? And Abel did say to fool your enemies, you got to fool your eyes as well. I'm sorry about that. Now they did ask Leyland, do you know who reached out to you right there? It's like no, they didn't say their name right there, but they definitely don't. They definitely want to somehow they're definitely trying to get inside information, to like, get hold of access information. I don't really know. I really don't know at that point right there. But two of the guys from here right there, I'm doing some shady business because for whatever reason they don't want Axel to be around anywhere right there, right? So they're gonna order a hitman. As that's going on, we see Chris, Elena, Axel, and Doug. Chris asks Doug, can you look into this because in episode 3 she found this little sorry about that. It was episode 3 that she found this little like medicine at Skinner's place right there. And she's gonna ask Doug to look into it. As they're talking, we do see Leland back there. He's all looking on nervous because he kind of like betrayed the team, which he didn't really. But I feel as though the team might not look at him to see him again after what he just did. Now we get back to those two guys, um, you know, um, funny dudes, talking to like a hitman's agent. Which, by the way, the beginning of this episode, we just see this one guy just walking around, and everyone's dying and shot right there. I'm like, what the hell? So it's the same guy, right? And it's like, yeah. So you're somebody's agent right there. You're this assassin's agent. He's like, yeah. So pretty much have a job for you, right? But to see this guy is legit, let's do a test run, right? So they send some guys, to find, to kill this assassin, right? And this is where Lazarus gets pretty bloody right there with this assassin. Like he worked these soldiers right there. Decapitation, knife for these guys right there. Some pretty gruesome. That's like this. This was definitely Lazarus' gruesome episode right there, and I didn't know they're gonna be like this. Like Ted's coming off and shit like that. That shit was crazy right there. But like no, this guy was going to work on these little schools right there. They did not stand a chance. It's scary. It is very, very scary. And yes, the music that was playing right there and the end music where the one guy comes in and see all the dead bodies right there was crazy. Now they did show who the guy's target is. It's obviously it's gonna be Axel, right? And like I said, man, yes, Axel can fight, but like, can he fight like that against this assassin? I don't think so. Which to me, I feel as though This is going to require the team to actually stop this assassin. They're going to need the team to work together to stop this guy because that guy right there, it's like I said, we don't actually fight, but like, I mean, with the wires and shit like that, man, invisible wires and the agility, the movements right there, like, I don't know, man. I'm scared for our teammates right there, but we'll have to see right there. But like I said, both good episodes right there. Like I said, we learn a little about at Leyland too. Is that Leyland's father is good friends with Apple right there. So I mean, are there still some questions you have about some of the people on the team? Yeah, I mean, Chris is already done. Elena's done. Layla maybe a few more questions. Doug perhaps, and I feel so after we're gonna learn about Axel towards the end of the season right there, obviously right there. But so, hey, folks, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like the video, please hit a like, subscribe to be part of the family. Please comment on the video, please share the video, and please be sure to follow me on social media accounts in the description box below. And also, remember, check out everybody. There is no such thing as a life better yours. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.